Hello and welcome again to our weekly show
Yes.
every Thursday at 11 o'clock, the Marketing Hacks with Ray Torres.
There you
That's a
go.
good
Actually, episode number 5, huh? We made it. Number
yeah,
5,
that's a
right?
good episode. Yeah.
That's
That's
pretty
good.
awesome. We made number 5, man. That's exciting.
Yeah, I got a couple of calls, my friends they're liking it. So that's good.
Same here. I'm getting a lot of feedback from people that are able to take a lot of the information we're sharing and they're able to kind of utilize or even ask about, how can they understand even further. So, which is great. I'm happy to see that people are, able to digest the content we're trying to convey.
Exactly. And like last week we spoke about how to break the challenge to be in front of the camera. And today, hey, I'm in front of the camera now. How do I, what do I say? Like, need content.
That's right. That's right.
We have actually a great coach in our Tom Ferry coaching. His name is Jason Pantana.
Hmm.
And Jason Pantana, he said the other day that the content, creating content is contribution. Like
Hmm.
when you create content and you give it to your crowd, like your community, your client, is a contribution. So I said that's a great word, contribution. You contributing your knowledge
That's right.
to the public, to the people. So let's Ray, let's talk about a few different way we can create content or find where can you get valuable subject ideas, content ideas.
Sure. Well, I can tell you in the digital marketing space I live in, I'm asked that question all the time, and people just they either have too much or they don't have enough. Most times they don't have enough, or they don't even know where to go. So when we set this meeting up, was like, okay, how do we tell people on how to be able to find content or how to get answers to things, so on. So, and you and I are both familiar with a couple of things out there. You don't have to be a special marketer for this. You just have to kind of do your due diligence. And there's a tool out there or a website. It's called Answer the Public, and it's a phenomenal website. Okay, and the website is geared towards help you understand what people are talking about out there, what kind of questions, what kind of queries. That information from that specific website is showcase is displaying what people are actively searching on the internet. Now, there are variable ways of watching and looking at it, but it's a great start. I mean, there is so many YouTubes out there on how to play around with it. So I definitely tell you to, YouTube all you can. But it's a very simple platform to you to check out, and it's actually you get a sort of limited amount of searches at no charge, which you can play around with it like right now. So I definitely want to tell people to check out answerthepublic.com.
Yeah, that's a great website. I go there. I believe they have they have 3 searches daily for free, so it doesn't cost any money. So just to give an example, being in real estate, sometimes I go there and I say real estate investment,
Mhm.
and then they give like what are the questions people are asking on real estate
Nice,
investment,
nice, nice.
or say the home buying, for example. So once
Yes.
you and then you see all the questions are coming from the home buyers, and
Hmm.
all you do, create a story around that because you are the specialist for that particular field, any business you are in, and then you just create content on that. So that's a very very good resource. Thanks, Roy. Thanks, Ray, for telling that. And
Yeah,
Ray,
and that's
what is number two?
say number two. I tell you, it's a very popular, and I want to tell you guys, it is so free. It's not even funny. Great, you know that Papa Google or Mama Google, we call them, right? They have all these tools out there, and there's a tool out there. It's called Google Trends. And again, once you do a search on your search box and you're going to see Google Trends pop up, you're going to go to that site. And when you go to the site, it's going to ask you and tell you what do you want to, what do you want to get information on how many people are talking to this on this topic, for the last 30 days, 60 days. You can even go by country to city to location. I mean,
Wow.
dig real deep. Now, as a person who does digital marketing in that SEO space specifically, that's where I'm able to kind of get some data so I can kind of in the process of trying to set up information for websites or for our campaigns, or many multitudes of things I can use that content for. It's very valuable. And it's, again, did I tell you that it's free? I mean, see, these are things that people don't realize. And what happens is people just don't have the time to learn what I learned, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So I will say that it's a phenomenal tool. And if you haven't messed with it, Shawn, I encourage you. I don't know if you have, to check it out. Actually, have you messed with it?
Yeah, I check. It's
Okay.
trends with a s dot google.com, and you can see exactly which country, which state, and how many people are looking for it also. So also that's a very very important, because what are the lines, what are the subjects, what are the questions people are asking more, and what are less, and it's a great way to pick up some subject.
Yeah. So so I utilize some of these tools also for keywords. In keywords, when you're in the process of doing this, you're having this game called, let's find content. People have this thing in their head. They say the word algorithm a lot, and they say keywords a lot. So again, and keywords is the primary item that people are doing a search for in that category. If I was a chiropractor, I'd want to make sure I put chiropractor near me. I'd put the different things that happen with people with their their normal verbiage that they'll say with a chiropractor, and all these tools will help them kind of get them content so they can display on social media. And I think you mentioned something about social media. You kind of doing. What are you doing with social media for content?
So this is another way to get content. So you can do it. You can ask a question, for example, and then see what are the comment people are giving.
Yep.
Or you can steal from somebody. You can go to
What?
someone who's famous. I'm telling you, this is not, I don't know, it's
Okay.
ethical or not. Suppose you go to some famous, like Gary V. You go to his Instagram and then see what other people are making comment on that, and those comments are are the content.
That's right.
Yeah.
So and again, so let me just and tell me how as a person who does marketing, what I do. So I kind of take some of the quotes from Gary Vee, Seth Godin, all these SEO folks that I kind of follow and love. And I also I kind of post some of the stuff as as a motivational, because if they motivate me, they may motivate
Yeah.
someone else. But then I also, it helps me what I do with that stuff. It makes me think on what I'm not doing, so I can
Yeah.
create similar content to what they're teaching me or showing me what I should be doing, so I can kind of put it all together. And then I use various tools to help me along the way and get some images and so on. But again, I definitely recommend that. But in addition to this, to Facebook, or even Instagram, there's a site. It's called Quora, and Quora is based off kind of a community of people similar to social media, right? Facebook. It is a form of social media, and what it does, it's a blogging network, and people are kind of sit there and says, "Hey, how do I become a painter?" And so many people answer questions, and again, it's a community of so many people. So you don't have the whole social media back and forth, and I'm not posting, now you're going to see it. It just goes out to a numerous amount of people. So I definitely recommend everyone and anyone to sign up. They have an option. You're not paying to be part of the community. Again, and people put their links in there. They do offer services. All those things. So it's definitely something that people need to definitely consider taking advantage of.
Yeah, Quora, Quora, Quora.com. Yeah.
Yes, very very
And,
very resourceful.
right, because they all go by how do I this. So for
Yes,
example, I'm targeting homeowners or sellers or home buyers. So I'm going to have to just put that word, and it's going to automatically going to pop up.
right,
Someone asks question on that, and then the answers, and
right.
those are the content over there.
Yeah,
One thing I like to add is content is everywhere. For example, if I'm talking to a buyer and then that buyer is saying, "Oh, Shawn, I don't want to buy right now," whatever the reason. So what we do, we ask questions that, okay, what are the struggle? Each struggle is a content. So if they say, okay, we're not going to do this because of that, that's the content. And then because we are educating the client, how to break that struggle. So content is everywhere. Like suppose you are a real estate agent and you're showing property and
hmm,
you attending an inspection, that's a content. You
yes,
talk to the
absolutely.
inspector, what to expect, what not to expect, content. Or you going to
I have
listen to.
something that I want to share as well. As
Yeah,
far
go
as
ahead. So bottom line
references.
is content is everywhere. You just have to make a note whenever you're talking to a client or even in a presentation, buyers or sellers presentation. We got to make a note. Okay, you know what? I gave this idea to my client. I gave this
Yes,
educational, this line to my client. That is content. So, but only thing is we have to hold on to that. Like we creating content, but we
absolutely.
have to just get that content, seal it, and then put it in a video and do that for everyone, not just for one client. Okay.
And that's, I mean, that sounds to the point. I mean, you are so on point. It's amazing. Let me tell you one thing that I deal with people that are pretty good in this whole industry, the digital industry, and some people that are not too good, right? So I try to make it as easy as possible. I said, hey, do you have a smartphone? And for some reason, 90% of Americans have iPhones, right? So they have an iPhone, right? And then there's an app in there. It's called Voice Notes, of course. And while you're having a conversation, again, you're wherever, however, whomever, Zoom call, whatever, you can always record that conversation of so you can take your notes, because what you're mentioning to that person on the other end, that's content that you have that you don't realize you have.
Yes.
You cannot utilize that because it's against the law to record with someone here in Florida without their permission. But you're doing it. You're trying to record yourself. You having the conversation, because and it's so good because you can take that same content that you just recorded your voice on, and translate it to Google Sheets, Google again, and they will dictate it so your words will come up, and now you already created your content for the next 20 days, 30 days from that one conversation you have. So it's a big deal. It's a big seller. It's free, and it's just one of those little hacks that I like to kind of tell people. You actually have the power of creating your own content. You just have to kind of put these aspects in place. So I hope
Yeah.
that's I hope people
No,
like.
definitely. That's a great idea, just to catch it. So let's just recap because we are already here, I think 12, 13 minutes here. Okay.
Yep.
So number one you say is answerthepublic.com.
Answer the public, yeah, and that's where you discover what people are asking about. So again, if some
Right.
people are asking about whatever, that's where you'll be able to go. Answerthepublic.com.
Number two is the trends.google.com.
Yes. So again, if you happen to hit on the search box Google Trends, you will see it pop up. And I definitely encourage you guys to take a look at it and check it out. And also, if you would, let us know on the notes, how, if these things are easy or they're hard, and is it just me because I do this all the time? Am I making it sound a lot easier? So please, I'm curious to know that.
Okay. Number three is the comments on social media. It can
Yeah.
be LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, wherever. So comment. So what we
With the
spoke
key
about is,
ingredient, with the key ingredient to ask the questions, like you said, correct?
yeah,
Right. Okay.
exactly. Ask the question, see what other the your audience or your friends, they comment on that, and then those are content. Or you can steal from somebody. Somebody is very active in the social media. Go to their post and check the comments.
That's right.
Okay, that's one. The other thing of number four is a
Quora.
Quora.com.
Yes,
How you
Quora.com,
spell
which is
it?
the forum, Quora, Quora.
Yeah,
It's a
Quora.com.
forum. It's a forum of like a blog where most bloggers go, and it's just a boatload of information. So, and you know what? I just realized we didn't say one that is also becoming a big deal in my community. That is
Yeah.
Nextdoor.
Oh, next door. Yeah,
Store is becoming a powerful source
and it's
because so
local,
many people are on it. It is extremely local, as we were
hyper
talking to that
local.
individual the other day when we
Yeah.
met. So yeah, absolutely. I
So
forgot to mention that. So sorry to throw you off. And what was that last point?
so that was okay. So that's comes on the social media and next door. And the
Yep,
last one is talking about the content is everywhere. So whenever you educating a client, talking to it, your buddy in the same field, uh, whatever you educating someone, just make a note of that. That's the subject.
yes, and that's the idea. So and in reality, content's all over the place. It's just relying on how much time you want to spend getting the content. So
Yes.
versus trying to find it or so on, you actually do it every day. Every time you say accept a phone call, you're creating content. Now it's about you taking the step and recording it so you actually have it in firsthand.
Exactly. Exactly. So definitely those are great 5 tips to
Nice job.
get the contents and free. Everything is free. This is it doesn't cost money, and it
That's
doesn't
great.
even take that much time either.
Yeah,
No time
absolutely.
involvement.
I love
So
the
yeah,
fact that it's free. I mean, just the of course, there's always going to be a subscription to a paid option for most
yeah,
items,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
there's so many tools out there, just to
yeah.
try it out. And for people that are not familiar with these tools, it's just an option to see if it works out for you, so So I definitely
Exactly.
encourage it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. A lot of great information, and thanks
Yes.
for
You
joining
did
in.
it again.
Thanks to
You
each
did
other.
it.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you guys. I hopefully this information, this discussion we having, Ray is very good with marketing, doing for a long, long time, and he's
Yes.
very passionate about.
2012.
You can reach out to him. You have any further question and anything with real estate, of course, I'll be available to answer any question. But on the marketing, the purpose of this live video we do, call him. His number is right here, and
Yep.
he'll be happy to answer any questions.
So let me just say, reference to real estate. When we first started this, I was like, okay, well, I know Shawn is a great as prospect, not the other person in real estate, but you are such a boatload of information when it comes to leading people, leading this group that want to understand and do real estate. And I just want to commend you and give you that congratulations of, my goodness, you are so heartfelt to give your team and the people you don't know, our teams, right? Give them just, hey, let me give you guys some knowledge so you understand. And that just says a whole lot, man. So I appreciate you a
We
lot.
have to do it. We have to help each other.
Great,
So
agreed.
when you give, you get.
That's right.
So
Exactly.
automatically, you give knowledge, you get knowledge. So I learned so many things just to doing this video with you. Ray.
Yes.
So
Awesome.
definitely. So thank you guys for watching, and hopefully, this information gives you some kind of help
Yes.
and guide you in some marketing for your business, because marketing and innovation, those are the two biggest pillar of business. So we got to keep on innovating, adapt, and we got to game up on the marketing, because
Yes.
that's the name of the game. Thanks for
Awesome.
watching again, and see you next week right here on all our social media channels at 11 o'clock on Thursday.
Yes. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Take care. Thank
Okay,
you.
enjoy rest of the week. Bye.